Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message, I'm back on the topic of relationships, and today I want to talk to you guys about relationships of expansion versus relationships of repression. And these are really two different forms of relationship. One in which I think that majority of us tend to live in most of our relationships, and the other of which my hope is that we can all expand and get the majority of our relationships, if not all of our relationships, into the realm of expansion. So, most of us live in terms of, kind of people pleasing, kind of walking on eggshells in our relationships, kind of like, trying to tell people what they want to hear. We're in fear. We don't feel like we can call each other out. We kind of feel like, this relationship is at one where we feel like we've kind of got to go do the sort of obligating things, and we can't fully be all of who we are. And most of us live in this realm. Most of us live in this realm of relationship where there's a lot of repression. There's a lot of ourselves just totally dulling ourselves down. And ultimately, what I wanted to bring to you guys today was the fact that the depth of your connection is in direct proportion to the degree to which you can authentically and compassionately call each other out. And the reason why I really wanted to, talk into this fact today and sort of coming up with that idea and concept for you guys today is that I'm feeling really lucky and really grateful that I have a friend in my life where that's kind of what the relationship is all about. And it's something very new to me. In my life, I think it's only really been with my mum where I felt like we could really call each other out in a way and be totally honest with one another, like brutally honest, where most people don't want to hear it. So this relationship that I've got currently going on in my life, I'm feeling immensely grateful for, because it is one of expansion on a daily basis where we can actually see each other's blind spots and call each other out without taking offense, without making anything personal, without feeling like we're being attacked by another person, because we have such a level of trust, compassion and desire to see each other reach our full capacity and full potentials that we welcome it. Each and every day I'm asking this friend of mine, hey, call me out. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna get this fixed. I'm gonna order a new stick-on thing. Oh my gosh, that's not working. That's 3 days in a row that's fallen off. But let me try and continue there for you. Hopefully I'll just randomly stick it back on when I can. But ultimately, we're welcoming that challenge from one another. And yeah, like I said, I'm asking this friend of mine to call me out, to challenge me, challenge me on a daily basis. Like whatever it is, I'm welcoming the challenge, no matter how hard that truth might be to hear. When we can get to that position in our relationships where we actually want somebody to call us out, to shine light on the blind spots that we can't always see them, when we are in it. And that is the beauty of human relationship, particularly when you have found somebody that you can trust within, that you can really believe that the way they call you out is coming from a place of genuine care and desire for you to grow and reach your full capacity, that expansion of relationship. And it's got to be coupled with a degree to which you are trusting within yourself, because if you don't trust within yourself to be able to handle being called out, to be able to handle, having light shone on those blind spots and having to see reality for what it actually is and wake us up oftentimes to what we're kind of oblivious to, then you can't get into the realm of relationships of expansion. So but my wish is for all of you guys to start creating, if you haven't got this kind of relationship in your life right now, to start creating it, because at the end of the day, people pleasing and walking on eggshells in our relationships, no matter how well intentioned, really keep us small, they keep us limited, and they keep us stuck. And life is about expansion. Life is about growth. Life is about reaching new depths of connection with others and with the self. And if we aren't in relationships of expansion, no matter if that's a friendship that you've got, maybe a family relationship you've got, or maybe you get a coach in your life or somebody, a therapist or whoever it is who can help you to see the blind spots so that you can grow, you can fast track that next level of your limitless potential. And I really believe that that is what relationship is all about. Because when we lie to ourselves and others, when we play the game of, repression in our relationships, where we don't feel like we can be all of who we are with that person, where we feel like we have to live a life of obligation and do things that we don't want to do, whatever it is, we actually just kill our ability to connect on the deepest levels, because we're repressing our truth, our authenticity, and nothing worth our connection and our time and our energy. What am I going to do about this? I'm ordering it after this. Is really going to be, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But, when we build relationships that from a foundation that are anything but coming from the truth and authenticity of who we are, and they're not focused on growth and expansion in our lives to reach a new level of our limitless potential by being able to lovingly, compassionately, and authentically call each other out, even if it feels really uncomfortable to bring stuff up with somebody. But if you know that that is going to help them grow to their next level, then that is the most loving act that you can do. And when you go against that, when you are too frightened, you're too fearful of losing connection by calling people out or helping to shine light on the places of growth for them and expansion, then ultimately you keep them small, you keep yourself small, and you build resentments in the relationship, and you limit your potential both in life and in love. So, hoping that this is all resonating with you guys today, and I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments, what are the majority of your relationships in your life right now? Are they relationships of expansion where you are able to compassionately, authentically, and lovingly call each other out, and get to that next level of your limitless potential? Or are you finding that most of your relationships or all of your relationships are really relationships of repression, where you can't be all of who you are with those people, and you feel too scared and fearful to call them out on their blind spots out of fear that you will upset them or whatever, and so you're therefore people pleasing and walking on eggshells, and at the end of the day killing the potential of your connection and love with that person. So let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And before I check in, like always, I want to make sure that I'm getting all of you guys joining the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, where we are all like-minded individuals who want to grow, progress, call each other out when we need to, and support and encourage each other to that next level of our limitless potentials. So if that is of interest to you and you want to be part of an amazing environment and community where people are there to lift you up and call you out as you need, then you must come on over, click on the link that I've put above this video, and join us over at the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. And I want to check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me today. Make sure that if you have any questions or comments or feedback that you would love for me to engage with you right here, right now, then definitely drop it below and let me know. And I've got Stephen and Jim and Aaron and Bahavish and Lewis and Mahindapal and Rishad and Jason's here and Eric, awesome, and wishing you the same, Mahindapal and Rashad and George and Akositain, and Scott's here and Rian and Jen and Michael and Vince and Naomi and Williams here and Adele and Ashley and Vince. And Jessica's here, and Juan, and Jake, and Jolene, and Nikki, and Zishan. I'm loving that you're finding this amazing. And Nikki's here, and Elisa, and Jared's here, awesome. And Zishan, And Jan, communication truthfully with each other is a cornerstone within a relationship. Be accountable and have an accountability partner. Live life. Absolutely, Jan. And, this has been, I think, people come into our lives for a reason and a purpose that always serves us on our growth path and what we most need to learn. And yeah, that has been the revelation for me over this short period of time, knowing this friend of mine who has brought this this space where I can be totally authentic and, lovingly call them out and be open as anything to being called out. And, in a past relationship that I recently got out at the beginning of this year, I had anything but that, if I'm really honest. And that's been a real wake-up call to me. I felt like I was constantly, trying to just be so kind and so nice and so fearful that I was going to upset that person. And so it kind of limited the connection in a lot of ways. And it's been a real wake-up call, kind of just reflecting on that and having this transition into a new sort of great friendship where we can actually call each other out. And it's so freeing to have that level of authenticity and trust within one another, that that we trust each other's intent. We're not taking things personally. We know that person has our best interests at heart, and that is a phenomenal place to be. That is a relationship of expansion, not repression. I love that, Yan. And Dennis is here. I love it. And Rashad, true friendship is not for buy. Friendship is mirror for each other. My mother is my mirror in my life. Absolutely. Aunt Mum's amazing. My mum is she is phenomenal. If I ever need a bit of a truth bomb, my mum will tell me. I love that. And I love that, Rashad. Thank you for sharing. And Dennis, you're in. I love it. And Adele, the success of the relationship depends on the shape of love, not just the shape of the makeup. Yeah, okay, let me know exactly what you mean by that, but I always appreciate you sharing your thoughts here, Adele. And Amit and Aaron, hi Vanessa, I have the perfect partner, but she is so scared to really be herself. How do I help her break through with me? Awesome question, Aaron. And I love that. That's so awesome to hear. What I would say to you is that the best gift that you can give anybody in your life that you love is your leadership. Be a leader of love. Show them what's possible. Instead of recognizing what they're not doing and trying to get them to open up more, you be more open. Lead the way instead of putting the focus on them. Notice what you're trying to gain or what you're trying to help them with, and be more of that. That is how we break through, particularly in relationship, because it's such a defensive zone for a lot of people. So, our biggest fears and insecurities often come up when we're in an intimate relationship. And so instead of pinpointing and shining light sometimes on what others how they aren't stepping up or what they're doing wrong or what they're not doing enough of, the greatest gift, no matter, because we're very intentional, we want the best. And I can tell, Aaron, that you want to help this woman so dearly, but the greatest gift that you can give her is you stepping up and being more courageous, you being more of a leader, you being more open and coming from a place of strength in that way. Women need to feel safe. So if you can create that level of safety where she can trust in you, and you're not going against your truth, that is, one of the greatest gifts that you can give to a woman, is to create a safe environment for her where she can feel free to open up. And I hope that was helpful. And yeah, so be a leader of love, and I'm wishing you all of the best. And thank you so much for asking your question, Aaron. I really hope that was helpful. And Fazia's here, and Jennifer, and Emmanuel, and Brittany, learning so much from every single person that you meet. Absolutely. And Jacob, sometimes when you are teaching the other, I think what you try to teach is to yourself. In Danish, it's something about mirror neuron. Yes. Absolutely, Jacob. We tend to teach what we most need to learn, and oftentimes that can be the case in our relationships. We can oftentimes see what's going on for another and try and help them with that, but it's because we actually recognize it within ourselves. I absolutely agree with that. Jacob, thanks for sharing. And Nelson and Jan, thank you so much for pronouncing my name correctly, Vanessa. Good. I always appreciate when you guys tell me how to pronounce your names. Because, oh no, I think it's Jan or Yan. I've probably done it wrong now. But I appreciate it. I'm glad I got it right at some stage. And Dennis, share life, don't control. Absolutely. There is never any room or necessity for control in our relationships at all. So I love that, Dennis. And Eric's here. Awesome. And Yan, spot on. Wish I could talk back into the phone, lol. Yeah, I wish you guys could too. I'm so grateful that we at least have a bit of a chat room going on here. And Brittany, lead by example, love it. Absolutely. Be a leader of love. You know, it's so easy for us to recognize where other people are falling down or what others are doing wrong. And we want to pinpoint it on them. But like I said, particularly in intimate relationship, it's such a defensive zone that you often, when you pinpoint things for another, you often just shut them down. So the best strategy, be a leader of love and step up more fully into the areas where you're seeing that they need to and lead from that place. An indirect way is phenomenal. The transformation that you can make from that place is just incredible. So love that was resonating, Brittany. And Bina, you are always so welcome. And Aaron's here and Stephen and Mario and Rekashan. Thanks for what you do. Love you. Oh, much love to you. And you are so welcome. And who have I got? Akash and Emmanuel, you are authentic and have the best intentions for us. Oh, Emmanuel, thank you so much. You know, that is what I am really here to do. You know, my greatest mentors have always been so courageously authentic and have such a pure intention for every individual that they come across. And I really value that. So I'm so grateful that you recognize that in me. That is so humbling and so touching, Emmanuel. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you. You've touched my heart. And Elliot's here. And Brittany, oh, thank you for your kind compliment there. And Alok is here. And Eric, thanks, Vanessa, for your words. They're always helpful. Gratitude, thanks for you. And gratitude and thanks for you as well, Eric. I'm so grateful, as always, to hear that. And Aaron, yes, we often need to let go. And Janathan, thanks for being here. And Yon, perfect. Love it. Thank you so much. You are the best in Polish. I love it. And Elliot, relationships need to be both ways. Yes, but don't get caught in the trap of giving to get and keeping track and tally of who gave and who received. Because, I'm always saying that when you master the art of giving and receiving without condition, you've mastered the art of love. And yes, relationships have to be both ways. But, when we get the number one problem I find in relationships is that people are very transactional, where they're keeping score, who gave, who didn't give. And, and it keeps us limited. So anytime we're holding back in our relationships, our authenticity, because we're feeling like, well, they haven't earned it or they didn't give enough or anything like that, then we need to be really conscious of that. And on the flip side, we also need to recognize in times when we're in relationship with people where we give so much and we're open to receiving, but we can recognize down the track that maybe that relationship, maybe we're higher on that scale of giving and receiving and they're not really growing and meeting us at that level. And that is a conscious effort that we need to make in terms of clarifying whether we are holding back and being fearful and diminishing a relationship because we're being transactional, or we recognize that, hey, maybe this person isn't quite the kind of person that I really want to experience the depths of intimacy with, because maybe they can't meet me there. But I always appreciate you there, Elliot, for sharing your thoughts here. Thank you so, so much. And Erica, hard lessons I learned this week. We can't change anyone but ourselves. If we want to make a difference, we have to be our best version and hope others will follow. Absolutely, Erica, sorry. And that has to be unconditionally. You know, you just focus on you. Be the leader in your own life. And stop expecting other people to be a certain way in terms for you to be happy. I love that you're on that journey, and the greatest gift that you can give to others is to go on that courageous journey of self-discovery and alignment to the truth of who you are, no matter what your fears. And you just trust that you will attract the kind of people that will help you on that journey, and they're going in the same direction. And you may even inspire those people that you're currently surrounded with who might not be there yet as well. So you never know whose lives you're touching when you become a leader in your own life. I love that, Erica. Thank you so much for sharing. And Jacob, maybe remember in love, if you're true to control others, you lose yourself. Or try to control others, you lose yourself. Yes, absolutely, you know, because you're so focused on the external in order to make you happy, but ultimately it's only when we focus on the internal that we are going to generate happiness within ourselves. Another person can make us happier, but they can't make us happy. And most of us get caught up thinking, if they will only change, then I could be happy, instead of doing the real work and what seems like the harder work, but it's the easier work in the long run, because a life lived trying to change and control the external is a life where you get no progress, no traction, until you finally wake up and go internal. So I love that. Jacob, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And Ramon's here, and Elliot, not in keeping score, but in that the relationship should enhance both of you and not one at the expense of the other. Absolutely, Elliot. Never at the expense of the other. And hopefully that grows and progresses each of you. You know, this relationship that I've been telling you guys about in terms of being able to authentically and compassionately call each other out and be called out, both directions has been a journey for me. You know, it's been challenging for me to be able to just like call somebody else out and fear that you might upset them, and also be called out, you know, to those blind spots that we're oblivious to, can be challenging as well. So I love that, Elliot. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely agree there. And Ruts here, and Maggie. Awesome, guys. Well, that really is my message for you guys today. I hope that you are shifting in the direction of relationships of expansion versus relationships of repression, knowing full well that the depth of your connection is in direct proportion to the degree to which you can authentically and compassionately call each other out. And ultimately, it's people pleasing and walking on eggshells in our relationships, no matter how well intentioned, that ultimately keeps us small, limited, and stuck. So we need to shift out of those. And Ramon, if I take control of a relationship, where is love? It doesn't work. Yeah, absolutely. You know, control is just our ego's desire to gain certainty in the uncertain. It is complete insanity that keeps us from the depths of love and connection. So I absolutely, I definitely agree with that. And Elliot, peace and love to you. And Lisa, you've just joined. I hope you catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message. And Eric, but if we're in a one-way relationship, it's better to leave. And I think the secret is don't expect nothing. Give if you want to give, get if you get, and be happy about it. Yeah, so we're all on this journey of navigating relationship, you know, and we've got to go with what feels right, that moves us and another person forward. The goal is to expand to a new layer of our potentials, and anything that limits that, then that's not going to be healthy, you know. But anything that expands that, even if it's uncomfortable, it's going to be really healthy for you to be in that relationship. So I love that. I could talk all day about relationships, but I better sign off. I am sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you too, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're having an amazing day or night, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, any of it, always let me know. And also come on over and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. We are waiting for you to join. Can't wait to go deeper with you. Sending much, much love. See you guys tomorrow.